something fun. The kind that's best had outdoors. Where family gathers, and adventure awaits. The good tidings that make for even better times. And with the right stuff at the right price. The most wonderful time of year happens here. Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there.
You know, I'm a person too.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player to get your digital copy today.
This is heart. This is pride. This is community. This is high school football.
The 2024 Florida High School Football State Championships are brought to you by GoFan. Download the app and get your tickets today. And the NFHS Network, proud partners of the FHSAA.
Back at halftime of the 3A championship game, Rain's band is out there on the field. We invite you to listen to some of the sights and sounds of the Vikings band.
You still on me? Okay. I got you. Don't worry about it. What is it like?
Great stuff from the Rains band, entertaining the fans here at halftime of the 3A state championship game. Teams getting ready to come out of the locker room, and we should be close to starting the third quarter when we get back from this break.
The 2024 Florida High School Football State Championships are brought to you by GoFan. Download the app and get your tickets today. And the NFHS Network, proud partners of the FHSAA.
What does it mean to feel welcome? To not only be cared for, but to be cared about, to trust. At Baptist Health, this is the warmer side of care. So welcome to being treated with a human touch, where your best interest is our best interest. Here, we advance innovation and treatments through research while educating the next generation of experts close to home. Welcome to the warmer side of care. Welcome to Baptist Health.
Moments away from the start of the third quarter here at Pitbull Stadium in Miami. The Northwestern Bulls leading the Reigns Vikings 14-0 here in the 3A state championship game. It's the grand finale of our football weekend. Just one half left as we close out what has been a terrific week of 7 state championship games. And as we told you earlier in the half, a lot of South Florida gold so far. Still one half to go in this 3A title game. Southern's down on the field with Donovan Maslin.
Coach Maslin, what was the message to your team in the locker room just now?
One play at a time in the second half. One play at a time, just stay together. We done been through adversity throughout the season before, so we've been here before. We put ourselves in this situation. We left 14 points in the first half on the field, so we made our adjustments and our corrections at halftime, and we're excited and ready to come out with more energy and more enthusiasm.
What does your offense need to do differently to put some points on the board?
We got to make sure that we execute the call, and we got to win on first downs and create, movement at the line of scrimmage. I think once we win on first down, we saw we was able to get some movement in the second quarter with some up-tempo stuff, and they trying to sub, and we kind of got them gas in the second quarter, but we just got to finish the drive.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Jeff, what do you make of what you heard from the Reigns coach?
Well, I think he's right. They left points out there on the board. They were able to survive that 5-play series there from the 7-yard line on defense, so that's a great thing. But they did leave points out there, and I do think that they built their confidence as the half rolled on and got further into it. But there were things that he probably knows a lot more about, things that they expected to execute that we didn't pick up on. So if they're good on first down, it'll help. But Miami Northwestern, their defense is not worn out, and they are bringing heat fast. So it'll be a great challenge.
Trailed by 9 points at halftime of last week's state semifinal against Sarasota Booker. Cleaned things up, dominated the second half, didn't allow Booker to score any points in the final 2 quarters. But this is a different caliber of opponent in Miami Northwestern. The Reigns certainly a capable team as they look for a 4th state championship and first since 2019. Miami Northwestern will have it first here in the third quarter. Not a must-stop to have any shot, but it feels like a very important possession.
Yeah, it's as close as you can get to it, I think. If they were able to go down, whether it's a field goal, and Silva is a great kicker for Northwestern. They only have to get to about the 35-yard line to kick a field goal with his leg, maybe even less than that. But if they are able to make it 21-0 on the very first drive, that's going to make it an incredibly difficult task to overcome.
Well, this is a great environment for this championship game. We knew all weekend that Miami Northwestern would bring the largest crowd, and this fan base certainly has delivered. You see so many of the seats filled throughout the stadium, and along the top of the stadium, they are 3 and 4 deep, angling for a view of the action up there at the top of the bleachers here at Pit Bull Stadium.
Well, if all the people that are up on the deck were sitting in seats, this place would be completely filled.
And Raines has brought a good contingent from Jacksonville as well, but obviously the passion, the history, the tradition of this Northwestern program, they always travel as well as any team in the state, regardless of where the state championship game is. It could be in Tallahassee, Orlando. Northwestern is always going to show up. Well, Northwestern anticipating a short kick from Eddie Hinton. Only one player back at the 12-yard line. That's Javari Flowers. Hinton with a straight-on kick, and that goes out of bounds. We'll see if Northwestern opts to make re-kick it, or they take the ball 40.
You know, when you're a team like Northwestern, you could easily want them to re-kick it and return the ball.
Kick out of bounds. On the kicking team, 5-yard penalty and re-kick.
A lot of teams would be happy to take it at the 40. But when you got returners like Northwestern, you want every shot to make the big play.
So Hinton will try it again from the 35 this time. High end over end kick, and it's fumbled by Flowers at the 25. Going to try to run wide and get the edge. Flowers around the corner and can't quite stay in bounds. They'll mark him out at the 37, and there are multiple flags down over on the Northwestern sideline.
Great speed to get around the corner and then add insult to injury on the penalty. But you late hit out of bounds.
So 2 flags. Saw John Fiore taking his time to deliver that. So holding against Northwestern, and then a personal foul committed by Raines.
You know, Austin, was last night where we had a live ball foul and a dead ball foul where they had to march both of them off.
During the return, holding on the receiving team, a 10-yard penalty, first down. After it was over, personal foul, late hit out of bounds, kickers. Both penalties will be assessed, first down.
And it was Hinton who kicked the ball off, and as a defensive starter for Raines that committed the late hit out of bounds. So they'll put the ball down at the 35, and that's where the Bulls will begin.
So when it's all said and done, they could have taken the out of bounds and gotten a 5-yard advantage.
We'll see what Dwayne Butler's defense has coming out of the locker room for Raines. Looked like early movement by Northwestern. A flag is down. Run by King Davis goes for a gain of 3. This is going to be an illegal shift against the Bulls.
Yeah, the receivers switched positions to get on the line of scrimmage.
Illegal motion on the offense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
It's the 14th accepted penalty of the game, 7 on each side.
First down and 15 from the 30 after the penalty yardage is assessed.
Strotter airing it out up the far sideline. Big hit as the receiver went out of bounds. No flag, and it's incomplete for Lanier.
This is that type of penalty. If you're the team that gets hit, you wanted it to always be a penalty, and the team that makes the hit, you don't want it to be. Let's see how he takes it. Right across the front of him. I think that's a good play. You have to allow the defender to try to make a play. He didn't go for the football, but he just basically got it in the way of the receiver. I like the no call, Austin. How about you?
It was Jayshon Wonton. Yeah, I agree based on the replay. Wonton is a big hitter. Donovan Maslin told us his nickname is Hitman. 2nd and 15 as the energy starts to build from the Reigns fans.
Showing blitz.
Strotter gets rid of it quickly. It's complete. Another big run after catch for these physical Northwestern receivers. Elijah Hardy takes it for a pickup of 15 and a first down.
Hardy makes the pickup. I was watching the other receivers not really get over there and try to help block, but he does a lot on his own, picks up the first down.
Strotter now 12 of 17 for 149 yards.
Timeout. Rain. That's the first of the half.
Timeouts are precious in the second halves of games, and Reigns takes one 50 seconds into the third quarter.
Yeah, on 1st and 10 as well. But I'll tell you what, Northwestern came out in a formation that I really liked for Northwestern and thought that it gave them a lot of open receivers, 2 or 3 on the same play that they did not take advantage of in the first half. So maybe that's when, if you had that formation and you went into halftime and you make your adjustments so that you're going to defend it better. But that was the formation before they called the timeout. Northwestern just with a lot of options. Again, Calvin Russell Jr. has been the guy as a quarterback. You always those big receivers, big if you will. I don't like him playing inside. I just think they haven't used him much for what his size can do for him. The team.
It's a give to Hardy running outside, tracked down from behind by Buckler. And a holding penalty comes in against Northwestern.
In the first half, they used that formation for a couple different passes that looked good. This time they try to
let's go back on mute, bro.
Behind with the receivers and end up getting a hold on the front side.
Holding. Offense. Still first down.
After the penalty yardage is assessed. First down and 20 from the...
I got cash for the 4th time.
Stay in the same formation.
2 penalties against Northwestern. Bulls right back where they started the drive. 1st and 20 from the 35 as Hardy flexes out again as a wide receiver. Strotter airs it out, has a man caught in stride, and it's a Northwestern touchdown. That's Hardy, his 14th catch of the year. They flex out The running back is a wide receiver, and he beats Reigns deep.
I mentioned it earlier, but the trajectory that Strotter puts on his deep ball is better than most.
I ain't gonna lie. That was that, yo. I ain't gonna lie. Reigns is grits, bro. Reigns is grits.
Run underneath.
They done for it.
Beat him early in the route. Not able to get him from behind after he catches it.
Got him lined up against the linebacker, Tony Williams, and you see the excitement from Teddy Bridgewater. First receiving touchdown of the year for Hardy, and he's got 2 in the game. 1 rushing, 1 receiving. Silva drives through the PAT. Takes Northwestern less than 90 seconds to add to the lead here in the third quarter.
Yeah, and tough for the defense of Reigns and their offense to come on the field now down by 3 scores. But they're just going to have to be methodical and take it one play at a time. Coach talked about first downs. That's really the critical piece, is being able to get yardage on first down so that they can open up their playbook. But they're going to have to start getting some big hitting plays, not just stay methodical down the field.
Strotter now 13 of 18 for 214 yards and 2 touchdowns. Northwestern has committed 8 penalties, had 3 on that possession, but they overcame all of them. And it's the big strike from Strotter to Elijah Hardy.
Something not on the field with the helmet off. Not sure what happened. There is a flag down though.
And Silva once again put the kickoff into the end zone, so really no need for any activity on the return. Been a busy night for John Fiore and this Central Florida Officials Association crew.
After the play was over, personal foul. Kicking team, personal foul. Receiving team, penalties offset. First down and 10 on the 20.
Second time tonight we've had offsetting personal foul penalties. Donovan Maslin trying to get his offense going.
Last time we had those offsetting penalties, remember back the first drive, the fake punt that went well for Reigns, and then they had to replay it and punted the ball away.
Fake to Tadarius Washington, and the pass to the outside incomplete. Some contact there on Caleb Lampkins.
Yeah, I saw the contact as well. I thought there was going to be a flag, and I can only believe that the referees are flag weary. Don't want to throw another one, but as we just saw, the quick replay didn't really show the early contact, I don't think, because he really swatted the ball away, and it looked nice on the replay. But I think when you saw the whole thing, I thought it got there early, as you did as well.
Reigns has got to get something going on this drive. Northwestern just scored. The last thing you want to do is put your defense back out there. Play clock down to 1. They just get it snapped. Cole throwing to the outside, and a nice catch made with another flag down. Butler made the catch.
It's possible Butler threw the defender past him. Yep. So as he's trying to stop, he probably tried to leverage himself and throw the defender by so he could come back to the football. That has to be the call.
Pass interference on the offense. Still second down.
You know, if you're not going to call the previous play where there was clearly contact that affected the opportunity for a catch, I don't think you could call that one against Butler.
Tough for sure.
Penalties continue to mount for both sides. 2nd down and 20 as the ball goes back to the 10. Design run for Cole. He's got a lot of space. Takes it toward the Northwestern sideline. And he's out of bounds at the 23. Antonio Branch forced him out. So he gets back 13 of the 20 yards needed, and it'll be 3rd and 7.
Well, I was glad to see Cole when he got to the edge, too. In the first half, it kind of ran out of bounds easily. Now you got to start fighting for extra yards, for big plays, and it looked like he was going to do that, and the defender made him go out of bounds, but he didn't choose to just go out of bounds on his own. But a nice pickup for Raines.
Makes it a lot more manageable. Northwestern shows pressure.
We can barely get through a play. I don't see any flags down.
There's one back here. Wonder if Northwestern had maybe too many guys on the field.
One just ran off. 2 just ran off. Let's see if he comes back.
Prior to the snap, illegal substitution on the defense, still 3rd down.
Yo.
So from 3rd and 7 to 3rd and 2.
This should help. We did see a 12th guy run off the field.
They just had 12 on again.
Yeah, they had 13 then before.
Had a glimpse of the coaches counting up the amount of guys they had on the field. So 3rd and 2. The wide snap to Darius Washington, got hit in the backfield and never had a chance. Lawan Lurie, senior coming off the edge, was the first player to make contact with Washington.
And D'Angelo Thompson in on the assist as well, and he has just had a whale of a ball game. They're coming from behind. As you mentioned, D'Angelo was on the front side.
Hey, make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all subscribe.
Raines is going to punt it, or at least line up to punt it. We've already seen Hinton take off twice. The first time he ran a long way, had a first down that was nullified by offsetting penalties. The second time he was able to kick the ball just before he got to the line of scrimmage.
They're not going to get it off. They're going to take a penalty.
Prior to snap, delay, offense, still 4th down.
They just came on the field so casually as the clock was winding down. That was just lackadaisical to get set up.
Well, if you've been with us for every game, this will sound familiar as Hinton gets the punt away. If you have not been with us for every game, then it'll be new to you, but it has consistently, for every game you and I have called, we have seen way more delay of game penalties than we would see in a regular season game, and that's for a couple of reasons. One, as soon as the play's over, the 40-second clock starts, whereas in a normal game, the officials would spot the ball, and then the referee would wind the play clock. And here, the play clock is visual, so you can see as soon as it hits 0, and the referees pull out the flag. Whereas in a normal game, you might get a couple extra seconds to get the play off.
But you would think at some point somebody's got to be a coach has to be responsible for seeing it and yelling and say get on the ball and get going, and it's happened, like you say, it's happened in every single game, so not as easy as we might think.
And you see the play clock, they're in the corners here at Pit Bull Stadium. At a lot of college and pro facilities, the play clocks are visible in each end zone, so the quarterback, as he's looking at the defense, has an easy view of the play clock. They're a little bit more difficult to see here at Pitbull Stadium. First down for Northwestern. Bulls looking to add to a 3-touchdown lead. Play clock down to 1, and Northwestern burns a timeout.
Timeout. Timeout. Northwestern.
Teddy Bridgewater not happy right now with taking that timeout.
Didn't look like it was Bridgewater that actually called the timeout, but only the head coach can call a timeout on the sideline.
Yeah, he was signaling till the very end, I think.
.8:51 to go here in the third. Northwestern led 14-0 at halftime. Long connection from Leon Strotter to Elijah Hardy made it 21-0 here early in the third. Teddy Bridgewater squad looking to put their foot on the throat. Including tonight, Northwestern has outscored its opponents in the postseason 242-12. That's how dominant they have been against teams in this classification. Motion Darius Johnson across the formation. Strotter with a nice clean pocket, airs it out and has a man. Caught once again, down inside the 5. It'll be first and goal. And that's Nicholas Lanier with the catch.
Wow, and he just came clean out. He was wide open. Ball's a little bit short. That's why he got caught from behind. He's been throwing the ball up well deep, Strotter that is. But this one's just a little bit short. He waits for it. But he just came out clean at the line of scrimmage, wide open.
The give is to Davis. Boy, Reigns' goal line defense has been great tonight. It has not been easy for Northwestern once they get inside the 5.
Oh, if you want to have something to take away from this, that is what has been great for the Reigns Vikings, is that defense inside the 7-yard line. They hit the fade to Calvin Russell right before halftime.
The officials send Davis off the field. I don't know if his helmet came off or what, but say he's got to go to the sideline. So Hardy's going to come back in. Hardy's the player who's been able to find the end zone for Northwestern. He's got 2 of their 3 scores. Strotter throwing a fade. Incomplete, and another flag.
I don't like this call. The receiver ran down and ran into the defender, and the ball was in the air, but it really wasn't the defender doing anything. They might waive this off.
There's no foul for defensive pass interference. Second down.
Good job by the referees to get together, talk about it, make the right call.
So 3rd and goal. Strotter has a man, one-handed catch, touchdown Northwestern. That's Lanier. Now the officials come together and they say incomplete.
It just depends on when the ball hits his hand and when his foot is on the ground, if they happen simultaneously or not. I don't think he mishandles it afterwards. It hits his hand there. You got to give him a touchdown on that. He doesn't get it clean. Watch, he doesn't get it clean, but he does get the ball before he hits Scott.
No question.
He doesn't give him credit for that first foot because it's bobbled. Watch this. He's still bobbling, right? He doesn't get credit for that first foot. The second foot's out. I'm actually going to go with an incomplete pass. I'm going to go with the referees. And I don't know if we can go super slow-mo, but he did not have possession. He bobbled the ball.
Well, 4th and goal, they're going to go for it. Strotter under heavy pressure has a man caught for a touchdown.
And a flag out, though. A couple flags from the middle and from the side and from the back. Oh, my gosh.
Second touchdown catch of the night for Russell. We'll see if it holds. And now another flag just came out. There's going to be a lot to sort through here.
I think every single referee has to go retrieve their flag.
One of the fouls is for unsportsmanlike conduct.
Touchdown is good after the play was over. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense. After the play was over. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense.
Is that 2 of them that they want to maybe 30 yards on the kickoff?
Russell opened for a long time in the middle of the field, and finally Strotter was able to spot him as he climbed the pocket.
Both unsportsmanlike conduct fouls will be assessed on the kickoff.
Kickoff from the 10. Is that right?
I believe so. So Silva on for the PAT. They run into Silva. Now here's going to be a flag against Raines.
Well, now it'll only be 15 yards on the kickoff. They'll go back 30 and then back the other way 15, I think. I don't know what happened on the penalties.
You see Eddie Hinton pleading his case to no avail.
After the play was over, running into the kicker on the defense.
I don't think running into the kicker can be a post-possession foul.
Because you take the result of the play, so you're declining it.
Yeah, so you're either accepting it or declining it.
Got it. So they should move back to the 10 then still.
This will really test the leg strength of Ethan Silva.
It's put it at the 25, but I think it's going to go back to the 10 if they.
They're running into the kicker penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
See, he just said he's going to assess it, but you actually have the choice to take the penalty and go for 2. A lot of teams, if you move it half the distance, and you can go for 2 on the extra point. So I'm surprised that, as you said, that it's on the kickoff. And running into the kicker should not be. There it is. It's at the 5th. They're going to put it at the 15 instead of the 10.
It would have been back at the 10, 5 yards forward. Ethan Silva can't figure out where to put his team down.
He's trying hard to sell it. I would too. But I think you and I are right that that should not have been after the extra. You should have a choice to accept or decline the extra point.
Well, I'm gonna put my faith in John Fiore.
I knew you would.
CFOA crew that they're gonna get it right. So normally Ethan Silva would be kicking off from the 40. Right now the ball's at the 15-yard line.
Silva's got a great leg, but this may be Raines' best starting position.
Butler and Lampkins are at the 25, waiting on the kickoff. It's going to be Lampkins from the 20. Northwestern gets down there in a hurry, and Lampkins takes it up to the 37-yard line as we send it down to the field. Here's Southern.
Yeah, guys, you can hear the community's support of Miami Northwestern tonight. I just spoke with an FHSAA official, and he told me that they predict about 16,000 fans to be in Pit Bull Stadium tonight, with 75% of those fans rallying behind Miami Northwestern. You can see the fans support Coach Bridgewater's revitalization of this Bulls team evident tonight in the sea of blue and gold. And considering this is the loudest I've heard the stadium all week long, you can definitely hear their support. Guys,
Southern thanks. 16,000, the number expected here tonight at Pit Bull Stadium. And by far the most we have seen for any game this weekend. Reigns back to work, trailing 28-0. Completion across the middle to Caleb Lampkins.
Pass is complete to number 6, Caleb Lampkins.
One of the Vikings offensive lineman lost his helmet. That's Antonio Allen, so he'll come to the sideline for a play.
Lampkins came up limping a little bit. We'll see if he can shake it off without coming out off the field. Oh, he does come off the field.
This was indicated to be an official's timeout. There's a Northwestern player down. Hard to see because the Northwestern players were kind of in front of him from our vantage point. The training staff out to work on one of the Bulls defenders. Reigns trying to find any kind of success offensively. This group that averages nearly 400 yards per game is sitting at 117 as the Northwestern defense continues to dominate teams in 3A.
Been pretty impressive, and just a great group of athletes, but you know, as Teddy Bridgewater comes in here, he's running the offense, and pretty dynamic group overall.
Daryl Pollins and the offensive staff trying to find something on that play sheet that they can consistently rely on. So far it's really been Timothy Cole's legs that have carried this offense. 117 total yards for Reigns, and 61 of them have come from Cole's legs. Escapes the pocket, and that one incomplete, nearly intercepted. Xavier Sherrod was the target.
It was closer to being intercepted than caught.
All right, Chad, so what y'all think? Y'all think Reigns going to come back in these next two quarters?
Scoreboard.
Let me know in chat right now.
Northwestern has already pitched 3 shutouts in the playoffs, only given up 12 points, and it would be nice to see Reigns get in the end zone, but can you imagine that kind of dominance throughout the playoffs to a state title? They're able to hold on to the shutout.
Wasn't a dominating defense in the early
there was somebody in
part of
chat asking about the band. The band just played Fiend.
Really
I don't know if anybody else heard that.
There's a lot of new faces in the program, a number of transfers. You can imagine Teddy Bridgewater attracted a lot of attention. Guys wanted to play for him as Cole stumbles to the Northwestern 45. Gain of 11 and a Reigns first down.
Another player down in the backfield at the line of scrimmage.
I believe that's Carrick Jackson, starting right tackle. And Reigns without Solomon Thomas, one of the best linemen in the country, LSU signee, 4-star, top 50 prospect, regardless of position. Southern reporting from the Reigns sideline that he is not injured, but is not dressed out. So he is not playing tonight, but it is not injury related. That's all we know from the Reigns sideline. As trainers surround Carrick Jackson.
Jackson looks like he's in some significant pain.
Rain starts to fall here at Pit Bull Stadium, and that'll send fans out of their seats in a hurry. It's been a strange weather weekend here. We've seen rain start and stop, which is not usual for December. It's been more windy than it normally is in Miami.
Yep. But overall, Austin, I would say this is a big success for the first year here at FIU Stadium, and look forward to a couple more years for sure.
First of 3 years, the agreement between the FHSAA and FIU. So 2 more seasons of state finals here at Pitbull Stadium. Jackson able to limp to the sideline. 6'6", 280-pound junior. Part of this offensive line that has been really the bedrock of their success on that side of the ball. Those guys blocking for Cole running and allowing him to find receivers down the field. And so now 2 starting offensive linemen not out there for Raines. And that is not a position that any high school team has a lot of depth. Cole lets it go down the sideline. Too tall for Zion Butler.
A little extracurricular activity, and now another penalty, which is going to be a 15-yarder, and here comes another one. It's probably going to be go both ways. And
well, players are throwing punches. Yeah, this is likely going to result in guys getting ejected. This is the last thing you want to see. Helmets are coming off for both teams. Coach is quickly out there to try to de-escalate the situation. Got a number of law enforcement officers out there on the field as well. This is an extremely challenging situation for high school officials. You know, you only get a split second to try to see what went on, who instigated it, who caused it, what number might have thrown a punch. These are the types of situations that in college and in the NFL, the replay assist is such a huge asset for officials because they're able to go back and slow down to determine exactly who did what. And if a player needs to be kicked out, it's easy to see.
Yeah, and there may be an ejection based on what we just had, but a lot of times you'll have offsetting penalties on both teams, and nothing happens. Now, when it becomes if you call it a brawl or a big fight, then you do need to kick players out one way or another, just so that it doesn't happen again. If they just go offsetting penalties and you play again, they'll do it again. You know, it's just the way the nature of things. They are trying to sort it out. 73 was punching.
Hard to tell exactly who for Northwestern. I mean, the numbers themselves are difficult to see. Imagine the FHSAA will be taking a look at that particular replay once the game is over.
Yeah, a helmet. I saw a helmet get thrown. It was
should have played at Everbank on Friday, and the stadium would still be ready for Sunday.
Coming
no reason for them
the
to travel. Who made this decision?
side.
I actually don't know, but I see your point. They should have really stayed in Jet.
It's hard to get kids to understand.
Today was 11-2.
The penalties for things like this are significant, as they should be. You have guys get suspended for multiple weeks, and if you're a younger player in one of these games, you could easily lose the first 3 or 4 games of the following season if you do something stupid.
Tadarius Washington is a junior, and he looked like the first instigator. Don't know, what happens before somebody gets upset, and we can't hear anything being said.
John Fiore and his crew taking their time. See Robbie Lindeman, who's the FHSAA administrator overseeing football. He's out there on the field to try to calm tensions.
Our last game looks like it's going to be the longest game.
Everyone's attention focused on the 5 officials that are huddled right on the other side of midfield as they attempt to make a determination about what they saw collectively between these teams. See, Donovan Maslin has his entire team circled up. Maslin, a guy who cares so deeply for this program. Both of these guys, as we mentioned, were alums, and they're both young guys in their early 30s. They care about football. They want it to be played the right way.
We all do. We all do. This was a great game going, and you know, great athletes on both sides. But frustrations mount when you haven't lost a game all year, and you're just not playing your best ball game. Things happen on both sides. Not a one-way street, that's for sure.
And you see the pass was incomplete, and then almost as soon as the play is over, things start to heat up between the offensive linemen of Reigns and the defensive players. You see the initial flag come out, and then things start to get really heated.
We have
It's Chris Stinson, they grab the helmet.
All after the play was over. Personal foul, 74 on the offense. Personal foul, 73 on the offense with an ejection. We have personal foul, 17, personal foul, 16, both on Northwestern. Both of those fouls carry an ejection. All yardage cancels out, second down.
Okay, so Deontay Griffin and Antonio Branch both get ejected for Northwestern, although and not be part of the show, not be part of the outcome. And unfortunately, these officials have taken center stage because of the actions of some of the players on both teams.
Well, I want to go all the way back to the fake punt that Reigns had that went for positive, and there was offsetting personal fouls called down the field. And I would normally, because I wanted the play to stand, right? It's a great call. What a great call in a state championship game. I wanted to call the stand, so I was thinking, man, the play was so far away from anything that had to do with the play, the fight part of it, that, do you really need to throw the flag? But then, and at the same time, I was thinking, but I will blame a ref later in a game if you let things get out of hand because you didn't deal with it early in the game. And he threw the flag, and it was tough on Reigns at the time, but it was the right thing to do, and we still ended up in this position here late in the game.
And the officials have now put third down up on the down marker, which is unfortunate. It's second down. The first play of this sequence was that Cole incompletion down the sideline. That was on 1st and 10. So it should be 2nd and 10. Instead, it's third down. Cole's pass deep down the field is incomplete. And so they'll change the down markers now to fourth down.
Who the fuck is he throwing it to? Oh my, that would have been a straight interception. I'm not even gonna lie.
Again, it just feels so simple to me, but there should be some mechanism of the ability to communicate from the press box down to the field to be able to change things that are easily changeable.
Yeah, you would think that he has direct communication to the clock operator that tells you if it's first, second, third, or fourth down.
So it shows fourth down. Reigns will go for it here from the Northwestern 45, trailing 28-0 as we approach the midway point of the third quarter. Cole has pressure. Going to try to run for it, breaks one tackle and has the first down and then gets popped along the sideline. We're going to get more tensions between these teams. Big hit delivered that time by Desmond Johnson, who's already been called for a personal foul in the game.
Meaning you can probably eject him on a hit like that in the situation that we are now, so that it doesn't just continue to happen. Yeah, he had the one down here on the sideline in front of us earlier.
Well, they're going to take another long conference, move it away from the Reigns sideline. Well, one more look. You're going to see as Cole heads the sideline. Desmond Johnson clearly hits him late. As you'd imagine, the Reigns players take exception. It was Eddie Hinton who came in. He was also called for a personal foul earlier in the game. Xavier Sherrod involved there, pushing the Northwestern players.
It happens just after, I'm sure both head coaches had talks with their teams.
After the play was over, personal foul on the defense, they hit out of bounds. After the play was over, personal foul, 18 on Reigns with an ejection.
So that's Eddie Hinton, the punter, holder on PATs. He's also a starting linebacker.
I saw Sherrod get involved. I didn't see 18.
Hinton was the first player to come in at the end of that.
Was he?
Sherrod followed it up. I don't know that
the reaction gets
under
the ejection,
under normal circumstances, that very likely would not be an ejection, but because of how tensions are high right now, officials make the decision to disqualify Eddie Hinton, so his night is done.
And I thought the initial hit would get the ejection for the same reason.
Yeah, I'm with you. The hit out of bounds is the worst part of that. But luckily, Cole is okay. After the 4th down conversion, Cole on 1st and from the 20 will head toward the sideline and put the ball on the ground. Loose at the 15. Looked like Raines got it back, and that's the indication from the officials. Oh, by the way, there's also a flag. Jordan Scott was the player who recovered it for Raines. He lost his helmet in the process, and it's a holding penalty against the Vikings.
Starting to play, holding, offense, go 1st down.
Boy, the clock is barely moved. Even though we've gone back to playing football, the clock has barely moved in the last, feels like a half an hour.
So the ball backs up to the 30. Raines trailing by 4 touchdowns, trying desperately to reach the end zone. Washington flexes out. Cole has immediate pressure, throws behind Butler, and it will be 2nd down. And another flag is down. Tywan Cox with his head and hands up as he walks back to the Northwestern huddle.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense, on the defense, still 2nd down.
Gives Raines a chance to convert.
Timeout.
2nd and 5 is the best situation they've had tonight.
So Northwestern calls a timeout, and Teddy Bridgewater is going to gather his entire team. Sure I've ever seen anything like that before.
I know I've never seen a team disperse like that from a group meeting to the way they dispersed and took off running away from it. That was
a bunch of players had their helmets off. This is and I think that it's possible that Northwestern just took their entire defense off the field. Pass deflected and incomplete. You know, you just never know what you're gonna see when you show up to do a game. Oh man, and this one has had a lot of interesting moments. Rain is starting to fall again. It's 3rd down and 5.
What if we had a 28-28 game going on right now?
Cole under pressure as he lets it go. Tipped and intercepted. Northwestern defense gets a takeaway to keep Raines off the scoreboard.
Cole had a receiver running down the slot area all by himself and was in the end zone by himself. Just didn't see him.
That was Nicholas Lanier that had the interception. Not normally a guy who plays defense. But again, there were a lot of changes defensively off the fingertips of Caleb Lampkins. And Lanier gets the pick.
Andreas Cox was back there in the end zone.
So Northwestern takes over first down from their own 9-yard line. And there's early movement.
Offense, so first down.
We're up to 24 accepted penalties in the game, and I don't think that includes all of the offsetting personal fouls. From the 5, there's a toss to Davis. Breaks through the initial line, shows off his speed as he takes it to the 26-yard line. So a 21-yard burst for the senior transfer from Miami Central.
Yeah, in situations like this, when all the concentration has gone away, a lot of times the defense, it only takes a little bit, or one hole not covered, and you see big plays, and that can happen right now for Northwestern to get a number of gashing type plays.
Davis has it again, straight ahead. Drives it out to the 31 for a pickup of 6. Davis with offers from a lot of mid-FBS programs, Appalachian State, Buffalo, Akron among those who have offered. He's a 4-year varsity player, started his career at Northwestern, transferred to Central, and came back to Northwestern this year. He's got over 2,000 yards rushing in his career. Continuing to rain, although it's more of a mist at this point. 3rd consecutive carry for Davis. Micah Merritt made contact with him right at the line of scrimmage, but Davis with the strength to carry it forward for a first down.
Yeah, the weather is definitely the least of what's going on tonight.
Northwestern up to 328 total yards. That's more than double what Raines has. Quick completion. Out to the 40 goes Russell. I beg your pardon, that's Johnson. It is, no excuses up here from us in the booth. It's difficult to see the yellow numbers on the white jerseys for Northwestern.
Yeah, I try to see them and think I've got it, but I'm not confident in any of them, so it's hard to make the calls.
There's so much energy in this crowd. You can't hear anybody cheering right now. There's just no energy. An end around. This is Javari Flowers. Outstanding defensive back, getting a little run on offense, and he carries it into Raines territory.
Different look. We haven't seen that all night. Picks up a first down for the Bulls.
Flowers can fly. He was state 100-meter champion as a sophomore, also part of a 4x100 state title relay team. Strotter airing it out, and he's got a man once again. It is caught. Touchdown Northwestern. That's Lanier. He had the interception to keep Raines out of the end zone, and he reels it in from Strotter. Another long touchdown pass for this Northwestern offense.
6'1" sophomore, and this is the catch of the week of the state championship games. That could have gone off his helmet just as easily, and he comes down with it. Nicholas Lanier gets contact, fights him back to it.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. They're gonna have to pull a miracle to beat this chat. I'm not even gonna lie, bro. It's looking like Miami being our city, you know what I'm saying?
To make it 35-0, and that means that mercifully we'll have a running clock for the remainder of the game.
You said it, but man, what a great catch. Again, Strotter's had a great night with the long ball. Beautiful trajectory on it. Northwestern just put it on everybody in the playoffs.
Strotter now 17 of 24 for 323 yards and 4 touchdowns. That means for the postseason, Strotter has 20 touchdowns and 0 interceptions.
That'll work. You think that guy in the blue jacket had anything to do with that kind of production? Teaching leadership, teaching techniques, teaching offensive philosophy.
Teddy Bridgewater played in a state championship game during his fantastic run at Northwestern. Got there as a sophomore, but they didn't win. But he's about to have a title as a head coach.
I was on the broadcast with Tutu Atwell at quarterback a few years ago.
This Northwestern team, there was a time when they were the program to beat late in the 2010s. They won 3 consecutive titles from 2017 to 2019. 7 state championships officially as part of the FHSAA. Heard Southern talk about the 8th that they won back in the early 60s. Before all the schools in the state were part of the FHSAA. Well, there's so much love for Teddy Bridgewater in that community. When he got the job, they were so excited, and no doubt that his presence as the coach is driving the interest for a lot of people in this championship game. Cole spun down just shy of the 30, and that's the final play of the third quarter. We head to the 4th here at Pit Bull Stadium in Miami, and it is all Northwestern. It'll be a coronation of the final 12 minutes. 35-0 Bull.
Ranch ass.
But I'm not ready to
You know, I'm a person too.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player to get your digital copy today.
This is heart. This is pride. This is community. This is high school football.
Welcome back to NFHS Network. The energy is high on the Miami Northwestern side tonight. And playing a large role in bringing the heat is the famous Bulls dance team, the Golden Girls. You might recognize these young ladies from their viral social media videos, Super Strut, or streaming docuseries, Supergirls. I got a chance to talk with longtime head coach Tracy Young Byron, and she told me how highly coveted a spot on this team is, with only 10 young women allowed on the dance line. Leading the Sparks is Captain Jadora Tetillon, and let me tell you, they have been giving a performance since the second they stepped foot in this stadium, especially at halftime tonight.
All right, Southern, those moves are incredible, what those young women are able to do. And one of the things that's great about high school football is that there are so many stories about everything related to the game. It's not just the players, but it's the coaches, the trainers, the band members, the cheerleaders, and the dance team. Fourth quarter starts with a short loss for Tadarius Washington and another flag.
I'll tell you, number 3 right there, right on the middle of your screen, has just had the greatest game.
That might be the most joy John Fiore's gotten tonight. He gets to wave off the penalty.
D'Angelo Thompson, been amazing. 6'4", 255-pound senior. FAU signee.
That's a great get for FAU.
It really is. As we saw him, the speed coming off the edge, really amazing. So for them to get him, you know that Hutchinson for the Cincinnati Bengals, one of the great sackers.
Here's the run by Cole. He's got the first down and a lot more as he slides down near midfield.
Trying to think of Hutchinson's first name, but he's from FAU, one of the better sackers in the NFL right now. And D'Angelo Thompson can add to FAU's sack players.
You're thinking of Trey Hendrickson.
Trey Hendrickson, what did I say? Hutchinson?
Hutchinson.
Hendrickson, Trey Hendrickson. He's fantastic for the Cincinnati Bengals. D'Angelo Thompson can follow in his footsteps.
Hendrickson, a graduate of Apopka High School.
How about that? You know who else is Apopka?
Warren Sapp.
Hey. You know who else is Apopka? Jalen Carter.
Jalen Carter, yep.
Yep.
Cole scrambling around. He's sacked back at the 46. An injured Northwestern player at the end of that sequence. This is the one thing that will stop the clock in the fourth quarter, is an injury. But it doesn't look like anything more than a cramp. So D'Angelo Thompson to his feet. Limping off. It's a pat on the helmet from his head coach. You know, the hiring of Teddy Bridgewater created so much excitement for Northwestern, inspired so much their community. There are a ton of transfers on this Northwestern team, and if you're not familiar with high school football in South Florida, that's just how it works. There is a ton of player movement every year in South Florida with guys changing schools. Oftentimes they're ending up at St. Thomas Aquinas or American Heritage or Chaminade or Northwestern or Central. They move between those schools.
First down.
And you can only imagine that given the success of this Northwestern team, that there's going to continue to be an influx of talent that wants to be part of this.
Absolutely. Success gets you players.
Shot block moves it back to the 35-yard line, so 1st and 25. Cole still trying to lead this Reigns offense into the end zone, and that one off the fingertips of Butler. Had him in stride. Butler couldn't squeeze it.
Do you think the addition of Bill Belichick to the North Carolina Tar Heels head coach, will that bring people to North Carolina?
I think it will. Yeah.
He's trying to sell the concept of, I know how to get you to the NFL, or at least he says, you know, the whole person. Whether you make it or you don't make it, you're going to be prepared for life.
And Mike Lombardi, longtime GM in the NFL, has been around the front office, hired as the GM at North Carolina.
I'll tell you, they got a lot to learn because the college game has changed immensely.
Cole steps away from the pressure. It's out of bounds at the 42. We'll make it 3rd down and about 18. So we've seen a lot of great South Florida teams here over the course of the last 4 days. Chaminade, the 1A champion. St. Thomas Aquinas, the 5A champion. American Heritage, the 4A champion. Northwestern is going to be the 3A champion. Who do you think is the best team that you've seen here regardless of classification?
Wow, you hit me with one I wasn't ready for. That's a great question. Is Chaminade the highest ranked currently?
They are.
This team right here that we're watching, I think, could be the most talented.
Butler unable to squeeze that one. No doubt the frustration playing a part in that.
Aquinas was very impressive taking down Lakeland. And Chaminade was impressive as well. But that was playing in a 1A against CCC, which they've had 3 years of blowouts.
There's been a lot of talk recently about an open division. Teams, the best of the best in each classification, would be selected to go into an open division, similar to what California does in its high school postseason. And so you'd have some of the teams that I just mentioned, maybe all the teams that I just mentioned, in a single classification playoff that would essentially be for the ultimate state title here in Florida.
Yeah, the only thing I think about that is when you say, well, you have 4 or 5 state champions, and now only one team is going to be a state champion.
Xavier Williams on to punt. And if you remember, Eddie Hinton, who is the normal punter for Reigns, got ejected from the game in the 3rd quarter. So they have to go with Xavier Williams. Doesn't hit it the way he wanted to. And Northwestern will start from the 39.
Well, Austin, a water break will also stop the clock. But, you know, you were talking about Roger Harriet's, the number that Aquinas has now put together, beating Bulls, and we were talking about that.
6 teams.
If you went to an open division and we're only handing out 1 team per year out of all those great teams, it would make every state championship that much more valuable. You know, when you're only if you're only going to hand out 1 to all these great teams instead of 4 or 5 or 6, that would really change the value of calling yourself a state champion.
But from my perspective, you know, I think to get the best teams together and to truly know who the best team is in the state of Florida, I think as a fan is very appealing to me. I understand the coaches who want badly to win a state championship and they work for that the entire season, but you know, to come down here and have some of the lopsided results that we did, I think is another indication of how an open division could lead to a lot of excitement here in the Sunshine State.
I won't disagree with it. I just that's the only thing I can think of as a negative is, you know, so many great teams and only one's going to come away with the championship. I'm semi-resistant to change, and I'm an old school guy.
Straughter lofting it up. Got it again. They're going to mark him down at the 1. That's Darius Johnson, just outside the end zone. Look how close that mark is to the end zone.
And it looked like he reached for it perfectly from our distance. It looked like he turned, spun, and then gets it to the goal line. No, his body's out. His body's out before he gets to the goal line, I believe. Maybe even farther back than they gave him the spot.
Nearly the 5th touchdown pass tonight for Strawder. Instead, they'll line it up from inside the 1. Strawder going to throw for it. Knocked away. Trying to go to Kevon Gibson.
Surprised they threw it there instead of just running it.
Strawder wanted to throw it again. Instead, he'll run, and he gets in for the touchdown. 4 passing touchdowns and now a rushing touchdown for junior Leon Strawder.
Strawder just had a fantastic game tonight. Really impressed with his long ball. Great, accurate, deep thrower. Leads his team to a state championship.
PAT from Silva is no good. So it stays 41-0. Clock continues to roll under 3.5 minutes to go.
Glad I didn't say leads them to a 42-0 lead.
While we've got a moment here between the action, I want to give a huge shout out to our crew, all of the behind the scenes folks that have come together to try to make these championship games happen. The cameramen that are working hard in the stands, occasionally in the rain to try to get you these outstanding pictures. To our production crew that is cutting this and make it look great, make it sound great. There's a lot that goes into making these championship games the production that they are, and Jeff and I are just a small part of that. I always say that we have the easy job compared to everybody else. We just get to sit up here and talk football.
Well, I like talking football, so it's been good for us. And it's been a good week. I think it's been a great move down here to Pitbull Stadium, to Miami.
That goes through the end zone. So final 2 minutes will come off the clock, and it's going to be deep disappointment for Reigns to come down here and have this result, but they're going to finish the season 13-1. They'll take silver medals back to Jacksonville. First title game appearance since 2009 for Reigns, and they've got a lot to be proud of.
Yeah, so, you know, you have a team that's 13-0. You have a most amazing season. You get down here, and then you have a result like this, but hopefully it won't take too much of the shine off of a great season for Reigns.
Teddy Bridgewater got that hood all the way up. And he is enjoying this moment. Dancing to the music. Hanging out with his guys. Donovan Maslin giving some of his reserves a chance to get on the field. Curtis Asbury, sophomore backup running back. A lot of young guys on this Reigns roster. Timothy Colby back, to Darius Washington, their leading rusher. Zion Butler, who had 9 receiving touchdowns. And there's the Gatorade bath for Teddy. Never won a state title as a player.
He's so experienced, he put a rain jacket on for that.
Right at 10. All start. Awesome.
.15 seconds to go. Reigns will opt not to run another play. And that's it. Miami Northwestern returns to the top of the high school football world. Teddy trying to make sure that he gets his guys lined up to shake hands.
All the coaches making sure their players stay on their side of the field.
So 41-0 Reigns.
41-0 is the final. Two young head coaches who have done a tremendous job leading these programs and have great passion for their respective communities.
Good job to Reigns for the streak.
It'll be silver medals for Donovan Maslin and the Reigns Vikings. And it's gold for Northwestern.
I hope y'all enjoyed the stream. Make sure y'all,
state title for the Bulls. And they finished the postseason outscoring their opponents 262 to 12.
Show some support by subscribing. I really appreciate y'all.
You and I have been around
a
lot
but good
of
job to
high school
Miami.
football. I don't think I can ever remember that kind of scoring margin for a team in the playoffs.
And the reason you can't remember is I don't think it's ever happened. 262 to 12 in the playoffs. You can be a dominating football team and not get those kind of numbers. So congratulations to that man in the middle of the screen and to his entire football team and organization.
Where is T-Hop? Anyway, you know what I'm saying? Good job, Miami. I appreciate
We'll step aside when we come back.
You know what I'm
we
saying?
will talk to Teddy Bridgewater and Leon Strotter.
Congratulations to
Celebration is on for Northwestern. The Bulls are the Class 3A.
One TD. You know what I'm saying?
Good game.
Congratulations to both teams. I agree.
What does it mean to feel welcome?
At the end of the game. All right, well, I appreciate y'all for watching the stream. You guys have a great night wherever you are. Great night, great day. You know what I'm saying? And make sure, before y'all go, make sure to like and subscribe. Reigns, it sucks to see you because, you know what I'm saying, from Jax, we had Jax baby, Reigns lost. Bro, I ain't gonna lie, they had us thinking Reigns was the Jags of the state. I mean, of the city, you know what I'm saying? But GG to Miami, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all for tuning in. And make sure, everybody, bro, one more time, bro, make sure y'all like and subscribe, bro, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, though, we're going to try to chat a little bit more. And after that, I'm going to end the live, you know what I'm saying? Y'all stay tuned for more, you know what I'm saying? Next time we have a high school, this channel, we'll stream it again, all right? All right, so be there. Miami Northwestern Senior High School, 2024 Class 3A State Champs. Congratulations to Miami, you know what I'm saying? Miami full of goats.
This nigga not even subscribed to NA.
Bulls all day, class of 1998. I understand, you know what I'm saying? Congratulations to Miami. And, yeah, that'll be it for the stream. Make sure you like, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, 1KDell.